Today we got Yes is 22nd album.
23rd.
23rd. Wow.
Yeah.
Mirror to the Sky.
Indeed.
And only a mere couple years after the last album, which I was not a big fan of, as most of you probably know. To all you listening out there, or to anyone watching later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Quest wasn't too fun. But now we got this new one. Let's see if they can redeem themselves on this one.
Yeah. See, I remember when we rated that album, I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed that one.
I gave it a 3.
That was pretty low. That was a pretty low score. So hopefully, maybe Redemption somewhat album today.
I don't know.
We'll
possibly no spoilers.
We'll see. But anyway, this was the first single that was released from this album, and that was released on March 10th of this year. This was actually inspired by John Davison's first trip to a what they call a dark sky preserve at Joshua Tree National Park with his brother and his dad. And they both encouraged him to appreciate nature, and that's kind of what this song encompasses. Now, what do you think? Do you think that this was a strong start to the album here?
Honestly, when you give the backstory, I feel bad because I feel nothing for this song at all.
Oh, no, not again. Here we go.
Yeah, sorry to say, but this album does not start with a bang. Because there's some cool bass fills, but I feel like the song constantly stops and goes for a lot of it, especially with like the verses, and it's just hard to like catch a groove at all. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, there's some like cool little riffs when it like goes up in the chorus section, but other than that, yeah, no, not a big fan of this one.
Okay, all right. You know, we'll take that. We'll take that, and we'll see how it goes as we keep going. We got like 8 more songs on this album, so it can hopefully only go up from here. Now, surprise, surprise, I actually really like this one. I liked how the violins and the orchestra kind of opened it up at the beginning, and I can just kind of see, like, I picture a bunch of stars in, like, the galaxy just kind of, like, swirling, and, I don't know, like, different planets, and just, like, the creation of new things in space, and it's just really pretty. And, man, this had such like funky guitar and the bass lines. I just thought that was so cool. Shout out to a good old Sneaky Steve on the guitar. And now you said that it kind of like starts and stops. Do you mean like the change in the tempo, how it kind of goes from one and then it kind of slows down a little bit and kind of picks back up a little bit?
Basically.
Okay.
I mean, all the little drum breaks and to like let the vocals going for a bit, and it's constantly doing that. And yeah, you know, I'm still not a giant fan of John Davidson, so anything that's like focused on him I'm not gonna really like, as we'll see much later on in this album.
See, I actually like that part of it. It's kind of like multiple songs in one, and I think we're gonna kind of see that with a couple other songs on this album too. And I like that at the end, whatever's playing at the end is probably a guitar or something. It sounds almost like a talk box, kind of like what, you know, Peter Frampton uses on his albums. I think it kind of sounded like that, and so that kind of influenced my decision of do I or do I not like this song. But yeah, I think overall I like the song. I know that when I first heard the song, I was kind of iffy about it. I was just like, oh man, like I don't know if this is gonna, you know, fit the standards of what I was hoping this would be. I even thought that it was gonna be worse than, you know, my impression of The Quest, because The Quest opened up with fantastic.
The only good song on it? Yeah, I remember.
That was the Ice Bridge, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, that one was like, boom, start from the beginning with these nice keyboards and then just kind of build up throughout the intro. While I did like the, you know, the violins and whatnot in the beginning of the song, it just didn't give me that same impression. But the more that I listened to it, the more it kind of grew on me. So I will say that this album starts off okay. It starts off okay. It's all right. It's not bad, you know?
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster.
Exactly. Yeah. And
except you go flat for a little while, and then you go down, or like up in this case. Oh, bad analogy.
Up down.
Because down in roller coasters, that's when it gets good. But
That's true. I mean, yeah.
I mean, like, that's where it gets good. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I like this one even less than the last one.
Oh, man. Oh, already?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like I said, not starting strong, but it does get better.
Okay.
It does get better.
There's hope.
But as far as this one, I just feel pretty much the exact same thing as the first one, where nothing really stands out except this one's 4 minutes longer. Although that last minute is pretty nice.
Okay.
I really only like the little lick Stevie does at the very end there. Intro's fine, I guess, too, but
Yeah, it's kind of like the same.
yeah,
They're both kinda the
everything in the middle is just I wouldn't listen to it again.
Okay. Well, I mean, the one thing, that we have in common on this song is that I also very much like the beginning and the end of this song. And I will say once again that it is in tune with the theme here. It reminds me of space. Just the sound of the guitar just reminds me of looking up at space. It's just really cool to me. And I love the lyrics for this. It's, you're never out of reach, you're never out of mind. So that's very comforting. It's like, oh my God, you're not alone in this world. And somebody actually says it. So that's really comforting to hear. And there's a part that starts at 4:45 and it becomes a little bit more acoustic. That's my favorite part. That sounds really, really nice. Overall, I enjoyed this song more than the first song. So for me, we're still going up that roller coaster still.
Well, you definitely changed your opinion from the first time you heard it, at least.
I know. I changed my opinion on this one too. I don't know. Maybe hearing new music is kind of weird sometimes and you hold it to a certain standard. So maybe I just held it to some different standard than I normally did. But like, again, the more that I heard it, like, I love this one. It's so nice. It's so pretty. And it's so space and galaxy-ish.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, that makes one of us.
The song was originally named Luminous, but was changed after Steve Howe, John Davison, and Billy Sherwood expanded on the first arrangement that they wrote and made it what Howe described as a bigger tune. And those three were the ones who wrote the song as well. How are we feeling?
Yeah. You know what that the bigger tune part was? That whole outro.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. And that reason is the only thing I would call this our first half-decent song.
Oh, okay. Okay, here we go.
Because, yeah, I mean, the intro is pretty neat. I really like the waltzy strings with the lead, kind of the build-up into it. And then it kind of kicks off, and I swear, to me, it totally sounds like a nursery rhyme. Like, I could hear someone talking to a little bunch of kids. Okay, gather around, children, for the tale of John Davidson and how is he still in this band.
Oh my gosh, no.
Anyway. Yeah. And like the first verse, how it was just him, actually kind of worked for me a little bit.
Ooh.
Because when he drops the title and he hits that little like strum on the guitar, I think it actually sounds kind of neat. And then like the bass fill leads into the verse. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then the whole bop, 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 like what Jeff is doing on the strings during a lot of it. That's fun stuff. And yeah, like I said, the highlight is definitely the outro.
Cool.
Perhaps because it's the first time Davison like is quiet for a little bit.
Oh.
And that's really nice.
All right. Yep. Well, I mean, you know what? I'll take what I can get. First halfway decent song for you. I remember when I first listened to this song, I absolutely just fell in love with it. And I could not for the life of me. I was smiling and I'm like, what's going on? I'm not like smiling because I want to. It's happening. It was so nice. And honestly, it gives me major Labyrinth vibes, which is like, I kind of geek out over that a little bit. I just like, I can see the ballroom scene, just the lyrics and what he's saying, that guitar, because you can hear that same kind of guitar throughout Labyrinth. I'm like, wow, this is perfect right here. And I love the isolated vocals at the beginning. I understand that you don't really have the best relationship with John Davison, but that sounds really pretty.
I said, I did say that was a pretty good choice there.
Yeah, like his voice just sounds really pretty there. You can tell that he took a little bit more care with what he was saying and the way that he was singing it. It was really pretty. And I like the message of the song too. The lyric says, "Like the stars, we are luminous." Like we all shine bright in our own way. And not to mention, this has a Steve Miller Band reference. And yes, we're going to bring up Steve Miller. He mentions Circle of Fire quite a few times, and that is a Steve Miller song. So that just added some bonus points right there, too.
I don't know. It's probably just a coincidence.
Eh.
Circle of Fire isn't, like, super niche of a thing to say, I don't think.
No, but I mean, John Davison is the second person I've heard mention the phrase Circle of Fire, so... I don't know. Maybe he's a fan of Steve Miller. I don't know. But that was just a cool little tidbit in there that I really enjoyed. So I loved this song. Like we're riding high right now. To me, we're riding high, and hopefully it keeps up.
Okay. Now we finally got it. We finally got actually a really good song.
Oh.
Yeah. It's pretty solid. It's pretty much everything I would want. You know, it's groovy, it's catchy, lyrics are amusing, even the vocal delivery in the verse is good.
Wow.
Although I can't help but when he hits those like first chords, I can't help but think or I want to say my woman in Tokyo. That's what it sounds like. But yeah, the chorus, living out the dream covered in ice cream. And like the pause and the little descending, no. It sounds cool. It's fun.
It's
and
interesting.
That's like the main thing that stands out is that this song is actually pretty fun.
Okay.
And that really caught me off guard. I was not expecting to actually like another song after The Quest.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Downs does it again because this is the only song that he helped write on this album.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now I think we just switched roles for this one because while I like it, I'm not crazy about it. I think, you said that the lyrics they're pretty interesting, and they're fun. I thought that they were weird, I like songs that I can relate to, and I remember just sitting down writing these notes, and I was telling him, like, I can't figure out what these lyrics mean. And so I was just getting really frustrated with it. I mean, I couldn't believe that they had actually said living out their dream covered in ice cream. The first time that you said that to me, I'm like, no, there's no way that they're saying that. But when we looked up the lyrics, I'm like, wow, they're actually saying that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it got stuck in my head.
I mean,
you've heard me. I was walking around the house saying covered in ice cream.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fun.
How could that not get stuck in your head? That was stuck in my head. But now I really do. I like the energy and I love the guitar at the beginning and just all throughout the song. Love that. It's like a bouncy energy and I love that. And the harmonies too. They're a little bit haunting because it sounds like Steve Howe's on them and just his voice brings a really haunting feeling to anything that he does vocals on. It's weird.
That man's got a weird voice.
He's
one of those guys that you do not expect that kind of voice to come out of that man.
I know. And here's what I say. I say he looks like the Crypt Keeper and he sounds like one too. I think it's hilarious. But something that I noticed, because you said that there was a part of the song that sounded like the woman from Tokyo.
Yeah.
I thought that descending guitar part, more so in the middle of the song, it sounded like it was taken from Music to My Ears from The Quest, but it was in a different key. So I thought maybe that, I don't think that the two are necessarily connected, but, I
mean, I'm sure they are written around the same time anyway.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, I mean, if it was, from their box of ideas from COVID, I mean, I'm sure that at some point those two songs were in the same box, not just on different albums. So, I mean, decent song. I think it's okay.
It's good. It's actually good.
It's it's not my favorite.
I
Sorry.
told you it was gonna get good eventually.
Yeah. For you, it gets good. For me, it kind of goes, a little bit.
You don't like fun. Fun? What is that?
I like fun.
That was fun. How do you not like it?
Okay, so I did say that I like the bouncy energy of the song. I mean, it is what it is, but I feel like on these songs we have different opinions. I think we have widely different opinions.
Oh yeah, well we're about to soon enough.
Uh-oh.
This just in, Steve forgot that he was once a prog rock band. So they were like, wow, maybe we should write an actual good song again. And they did. Honestly, I'm very surprised that Davidson had anything to do with this song. I'm really curious to see what he even did on this song. Because, yeah, this song is really good.
Ooh.
I know you said you have a lot to say, but I don't have much to say at all.
Wow.
Because really, I'm not going to go into every single detail about why this is a good song.
Yeah.
Because the whole intro is really great. And like halfway through the song, there's that piano break and like the slidey guitar. All that stuff is good. And then you have the whole outro sequence that like slowly devolves into this super like movie score-esque thing.
Yep.
And then they come back in for a little jam, which honestly I wish it was a little longer.
Oh.
But that's just me because it kind of comes in for the last minute and that's it. So.
Oh, and we continue to go up.
Yeah, this is the height right here. This is where the album peaks.
Okay. All right.
Which is fitting because it's the longest and it's the title track.
Yeah.
And
it would only make sense.
Yeah.
Perfect.
By universal law, it should be the centerpiece, and it definitely is.
That makes sense. And I mean, I know you were saying earlier that it kind of wouldn't make sense for them to release this as a single just because of how long the song is.
Yeah.
But even though it is the title track, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one a little bit more than the last song that we heard. You had mentioned the piano. Thought that was very beautiful in the beginning, and then the beginning just kind of turns to rock, and that is super cool. And the bass lines just throughout the song, they just make me want to dance. I was dancing while we were listening to it on the air. And I'm going to go back to Steve Howe's vocals because they add body to the rest of the vocals of the song and just really, really fit the vibe. The orchestra, you just said that it was very movie soundtrack-esque. And yeah, that last 2 minutes especially, that was perfect. And it almost kind of reminded me of like a spy movie at the end with that last note at the end. And I don't know, like maybe it's like one of those James Bond things where maybe he's got like, he puts his glasses on and then he just like, he does something cool to leave the screen. That's kind of what I imagined with that. And I mentioned the piano again and how it picks up around the 8-minute mark and it makes the song sound very dreamy. And it's like dancing among the stars and almost like keeping in with that theme of space and whatnot. I think it's so just, it's nice, you know?
They could have just called the album Come From the Stars.
They could have just called it that. But
I'm glad they didn't because that song is vastly inferior to this one.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I think that this is kind of like, and I'll get back to it later, but I think that this is kind of the overall theme, the epitome of what the album is about. It kind of reminds me of like that fact that I said how John Davison's brother and dad wanted him to appreciate nature more. I think that's kind of what I'm getting at least from this song too. So I'm seeing similarities between a lot of these songs, except for Living Out Their Dream. I don't know what that is. And Steve Howe actually insisted that it be put on this album. And it did originally have a church organ in the first recording of it, but they just decided to kind of take that out of there and strip it down to what it originally was and just make it sound fairly simple. And I think that they achieved that. And What do you think? I already know, but let
I
the
think
people
you
know.
know exactly what I think already. Why, Steve? Unbelievable. This song is painful to listen to.
Oh.
Actually, I'm at least glad that was the last time I'll ever hear this song. Because even at the end of the year, when I go through all my year albums again, I am going to skip this song.
Oof.
I hate this song.
No.
So much. I think the worst part about it is that this is the song they chose to put at the end of the album officially, instead of the one that just came before it that is superior in every single regard. How it like builds up into this amazing finale,
Yeah.
and then it just, if the whole idea, our whole metaphor of this so far has been like this roller coaster. Well, this song, this is just the ride where you just go up and it just drops you.
Ugh,
Because
I don't like that ride. I don't like the big ones. I like the smaller up down rides.
This is a boulder off a cliff song right here.
Oof.
Absolutely horrible way to end this album. My goodness.
That is harsh.
I'm sorry.
My friend.
I
That is
can't
very
even
harsh.
say what I wrote in my notes because I'm not legally allowed to. That's how much I hate this song.
Ugh. Okay. That hurts because I love this song. Oh my
Like
goodness.
I said, that's what really has me curious about Davidson's contribution to Mirror in the Sky, the song, because this was all of him, and clearly I can see that because I hate the song. It's my least favorite on this album.
I mean, yeah.
So
I mean, do you hate it just because it's John Davison or like
I just can't stand the man. I think he's so lame.
you think he's lame?
Like, he's trying to be as huggable as John Anderson, but he is failing miserably.
Yeah, for all the people who don't know that, you think that John Anderson is the most huggable person on this planet.
I think I said that in my Yes video.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just reiterate that.
He is just the most kind soul I think I've ever seen in my life. We have seen him.
Yeah, but like
I never talked to him.
Yeah.
But you already know that man has never been angry in his life, and he is just a kind soul.
He's so pure.
That just brings joy to all.
And, John Davison, you're basically saying is like the
Yeah,
Walmart version.
Yeah, he's even ripping off his name.
True, yeah, they're spelled the same way. I mean, I love this song. I love the touchy-feely, heartfelt songs that, I can relate to and that people as a whole can relate to. I mean, you want all the time in the world. You want to spend all the time in the world with the people that you love, and you feel like you can't get that time. Like, I mean, I remember when we...
Yeah, well, listen to Time Stands Still by Rush. They already did it in the 80s.
That's a good song, too. I do really enjoy that song. But this one, honestly, like, reminds me of when we first started dating, and, like, it just seems like time would just go by so quickly. And we were saying, like, goodbye so many more times than we were saying hello. And I know that doesn't make sense, but it's like you're just waiting for that next time. Like, as soon as I had to go home, I was just waiting for that next time to see you. So I could very much relate to these lyrics.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, I brought the personal aspect into it, but, it's just, I'm a very touchy-feely, romanticize everything kind of person, so that's kind of what I thought. But here's the thing. I thought the beginning I thought it was annoying. When he kept on saying time circles, circles of time, I'm like, I get it, you're being a smart aleck, I understand. But, honestly, I thought about it a little bit more, and I'm like, wait a minute. You're repeating these things like it's an actual circle. Like, you're just saying it over and over again. You're emphasizing it.
Steve Howe, I've come to bargain.
Oh, boy. Bargaining with Sneaky Steve.
Switch Johns, please.
So, switching Johns. But, I thought, I like it's those light, dreamy sounding vocals again. And I like that. It's the feeling that's put into the song with the vocals. And that slide guitar just completes it. That's it. Like, I feel like the sound of the slide guitar is just so comforting. So when you put that underneath the song, that's just an automatic win for me. Like, we're done. We're good. This is awesome. Please let me hear this so many more times. So
Never again.
well,
Actually, never again.
okay, we'll see about that. But anyway, we are going to go on to, I guess, what is considered
That's the album, but now
Yeah.
we have 3 bonus tracks, so extra credit time.
extra credit time. And let me just say, all of these next 3 songs, they're all just written by Steve Howe. This is his stuff. This is some sneaky Steven going on here.
More like Steve, how was this not on the actual album? Because, another good song.
Giving more credit to Steve. All right.
Another good song. He has a very weird voice.
Yes.
It's goodbye. It's like I don't even know how to describe it, man.
I don't know either.
Yeah, there's just really good riffs all over this song, especially with the intro, and then again with the outro. I feel like that's a big theme with me on this thing is very good intros and outros, because that's usually where there's the least Davidson. But yeah, once that break happens, and that little like acoustic guitar thing, and then the church organs, sounds really mean and evil.
Ooh, mean and evil.
I mean, even the title "Unknown Place," it actually sounds like you just like fell into a trap, and you don't know where you are,
Oh.
and you're trying to like get out.
Ooh.
That's what these organs remind you of. But yeah, pretty solid song, and yeah,
Okay.
+1 extra credit.
All right. I didn't even think about the one thing that I'm just like, the organ reminded me of church a little bit, but it reminded
they're
me
church organs.
Yeah, but it reminded me of like Phantom of the Opera, just very mysterious things going on. But here's take it or leave it, I guess, for me with the song. It's there. I probably, if it comes on my playlist or something, I mean, sure, it wouldn't be my first song of choice or my second or my third, but it's there. I might skip over it after a little bit, though. To be honest, I mean, I will say that Sneaky Steve Howe has some great guitar skills. I mean, he's a very
obviously.
he's a very experienced musician and has a lot of credibility. So that's already a given. He's great. And I mean, like the beginning vocals, they sound really super intimidating where they're kind of like chanting with the, oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
That was like, whoa, like where are we going? Unknown place. So that kind of added something to me for the song. But, now that I kind of know what, like, with the organs and stuff, that's kind of cool. Like the falling into a trap kind of thing. And like, where are you? What's going to happen?
It reminds me of falling into the depths in Zelda.
Ah, here we go.
Because all I've been doing.
Nerd Talk Radio. Here we are. Yeah.
All I've been doing. Feels like I'm exploring the depths.
Wow. Okay.
All I can say.
So again, we're at 2 separate opinions on this one. You really like this song.
You don't like the cool ones. You like the lame ones.
I don't like
we get it. Everyone knows how this goes already.
I like the nice ones. I like the nice ones. Not to say that this one isn't nice, but my definition of nice is nice, dreamy, romantical, type of, I don't know. That one was pretty good. What do you think?
I think it's fine. I think the chorus is decent, and
Okay.
there's the little lick that he does a couple times in the song that I think is cool. But yeah, this is like I said, these are bonus tracks, so I can, like you said with the last one, I can take it or leave it. That's me with
All right.
these next 2. I'm talking about Magic Potion 2 already. Why not? I feel the same thing about that one. They're kind of whatever.
Okay, fair enough. I will say that I do like this one better than the last one. So it kind of went up again for me a little bit. So I do like this one. The beginning is very bouncy. And it's kind of misleading in a way because I think the lyrics are kind of sad, even though the song sounds really happy. They say, 1 second is enough. In a blink of an eye, happiness comes and goes, but we don't know why. It's like your life could change at any second. And that's terrifying. So it's like, just, I can't help but like just get over these lyrics that are in the song because it's like, it's true. you're being really blunt. Like, 1 minute I could feel great, and the next, like, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, that's pretty much like all I have to say about the song, but I think the lyrics leave that, like, they leave an impact.
Yeah, I don't listen to the lyrics.
Yeah, I know. That's that's okay.
I didn't even know you said that. The
Yeah.
only lyrics I know in this album is "Living Out Their Dream" covered in ice cream. That's the only lyric
that's
I'll
not even
remember
the song.
from this album.
I mean, fair enough there, because it stands out. Yeah. So, sad but true, I think. But again, it's very misleading song with being all happy bouncy sounding.
Isn't that kind of the same thing with Take On Me?
Oh.
I think the lyrics in that song are pretty depressing too.
Yeah.
But it is one of the most
That's
cheery
true.
songs of all time.
That's true. And it is very popular, and it is very, like, going, like keeps a nice beat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can definitely see that. And with that,
I want to hear the opposite one day. Like a really sad song, but the lyrics are extremely happy.
ooh.
That would be amusing.
Ooh. Oh, that's something to think
Do
about,
that for the next album.
all you musicians out there. Let's think about that one.
Like I said before, it's fine, I guess. There's that little lick between the chorus and the verse that's kind of fun. I like that, but that's
Okay.
about it, honestly.
All right. I think actually that this is probably my favorite of the 3 songs. It's fun. It's funky.
Unreal.
I mean, Steve Howe's guitar paired with Jeff Downes' synth is like cool, groovy, funky, awesome vibe. I love it. I was dancing while we were listening to that. That was so cool. Like I said, dancey kind of song. And I like the message because it's kind of saying that, like, love is a cure-all. Love is the magic potion. Like, happiness and everything like that. So, yeah, I think that they ended that on a pretty high note there. That was pretty great. I will say that much. So great job, Sneaky Steve, for writing some great tunes. Great tunage. And with that, I think we're ready for an overview of what we think of the album in its entirety, and we will start with you, David.
Steve is album MVP, no question.
Yes.
I mean, that figures since he's really the only real member of Yes left. Yeah, I'd say there's 3 good songs on here. So definitely a step up from both the last 2, considering they only had 1 each.
Okay.
But yeah, I see a lot of people saying that it's best album in 20 years. No.
20
it is the
years.
best album in 12 years because it does not beat Fly From Here.
Oh, I
So.
like Fly From Here.
Yeah, it's not better than that one, but it is light years better than
Okay.
both Quest and Heaven and Earth.
Okay. I will say that, this is definitely not better than Fly From Here. I will say that much. But I think that they chose a great theme for most of these songs, which I will go back to. It's all about the sky, space, Celestia, all that stuff that has to do with the galaxy and just it being beautiful. That's amazing because I've always loved things that had to deal with stars and astrology and astronomy. That's awesome. They had a great use of the orchestra throughout. I think it was very appropriate when they did have the orchestra, and I liked when they kind of, peeled it back a little bit on some of the songs as well. And I do think that this album is better than The Quest, which had more of like a medieval kind of a theme. So I think these songs sound more normal in a sense, and I think that these lyrics are more relatable than The Quest was. So I will say that it is better than that.
I wanted to get a viewer input on the show today.
Oh, please, yes.
From Rexton. This is the perks of commenting on my stuff. You get your stuff read live. So he says, I honestly think the album is a massive step up from The Quest, Heaven and Earth, and maybe even Fly From Here. All connected, the title track and Living Out Their Dream are amazing. It's unfortunate this album also has some of the worst the band has to offer, such as Luminosity and Circles of Time.
Oh,
Seriously, I hate John Davidson's vocals. They ruin everything. I 100% agree with you on that one.
no.
They're definitely the worst part of this band now.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
I don't think Luminosity's that bad. But Circles of Time, yeah.
No, I love that song. I love it. I
clearly.
love it. I love it. All right. You got to rate this album 1 out of 10.
Okay, so out of 10, I'd give this a 5.
Oh, so yeah, it is better than The Quest.
It is definitely,
Okay.
like I said, it is definitely better than The Quest because
Yeah.
there's more than one good song. There's 3.
Yeah. Okay. And
There's whopping 3 good songs.
now I also know that you wanted to rate it out of all the rest of Yes's albums as well. So now they have 23. Where does it fall on that list?
Okay, I have 22 total because I just combined the Keys to Ascension
Okay.
EPs. So that's why mine's only out of 22.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'm sure everyone who's watching who loves my Yes video, which, man, does that need to be updated.
Oopsie.
That's old. It's at number 18.
Okay.
18 out of 22.
Yeah. It's still on the lower end of the spectrum, but,
Yeah.
okay. Didn't end up.
Because the bottom of my list goes Heaven and Earth, The Quest, Open Your Eyes, the first album, and then we have Mirror to the Sky.
Oh.
So surprisingly, it did
All right.
beat. I thought it was just going to be like at number 20
Okay.
under The Quest.
Yeah,
But
I figured that it was going to be a little bit lower than that, but yeah, okay, all right. That's a little different than I thought that was going to be.
I was debating putting it over Big Generator, which would be next, but that one has the title track, and I forgot the other song, but I like that one too.
Okay.
But overall, because, like the other guy said, I mean, there is just too much on this album that just drags. I mean, there are 3 songs I would just rather never listen to again. So
Yeah,
that's
like
why
all
I
my
can't
favorite
be
songs on
any
this album.
higher. Yeah, like I said, you like the lame ones. I don't have to
No,
tell
you just like the weird ones.
Everyone watching is going to agree with me too.
No, you like the weird ones. Anyway.
Yeah, because they're cool. They're unique.
Now, I haven't listened to nearly as many Yes albums as you have. You've listened to all of them. So like I said, I did rate this album higher than The Quest. It's not that much higher, because I remember that I rated The Quest 8 out of 10. Now, I'd probably go back to that album now, and I would probably rate it a little bit lower, because it's been like a year, maybe a little over a year since we did that. So I'd probably change that and rate that a little bit lower, but my score is 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed this, and like I said, just the theme of space and anything that has to do with space just really intrigues me, and I think they did a really good job with most of these songs in portraying the space-like qualities of space. If you want to put it that way, but
All of you listening and watching, thanks
yes.
for listening and watching.
Thank you.
And I guess I'll see you in the next one.
All right.